And I'm on TikTok too.
I want to go on my TikTok live, actually.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Ready?
Go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. My name is Amanda Armagoss, and this is Essence of Life, Questions with a Neurosurgeon.
And I'm Dr. Abbasi. I think I'm the neurosurgeon in this duo. And I hope those are questions that the neurosurgeon can answer.
I hope so. They're actually about you personally.
Oh, wow. Wow.
These questions were actually submitted by someone named James, who follows us on social media. Hey, James.
Hi, James. Thank you for your questions.
We'll make it quick for you, and this is going to be kind of a speed round, but don't feel like you need to limit your answers. I'm just going to go straight through them and not ask too many questions in between. Okay, and there's 12 questions here. So number one, what is your current position within the medical and healthcare field?
Well, I'm a neurosurgeon and attending a board-certified physician in the specialty of neurosurgery. What that means is that obviously I went through the med school, I went through the residency, and now I gathered my cases and I applied for the board. They reviewed it. And I could prove to them that my level of knowledge and expertise is as such that I earned the title of a board certified neurosurgeon. That enables me to address the diseases of central nervous system and obviously anything related to that. Like I treat, I have done brain tumors, aneurysm, spinal cord tumors, degenerative changes. Now, in the last 10 years, I have become more and more specialized in the minimal invasive treatment of the spine, and including sacroiliac joint.
Okay. What inspired you to pursue your career in the medical field?
Well, this is actually a very loaded question and a little too personal, but I think I chose to be in the public eyes, so I think it's a fair question to answer. My parent could barely read and write. My father could very minimally read and write, and my mother couldn't. The only book we had in our house was the Holy Quran, and I had to walk 4 hours each way to a public library to borrow 2 books for 2 weeks. And we grew up not very rich, but I saw what the power of the knowledge is, power of education is. If the only way for me not to repeat the life of my parent was to educate myself. And obviously doctors are very highly appreciated in my society in Iran when I grew up, but the highest appreciated doctors were so-called neurosurgeon or brain surgeon. So I put as my goal the highest anybody in my position could achieve. And that because I came from a very humble background, I knew what it takes for me to be there. Yesterday on TikTok, I put a TikTok. It's a part of a show called Big Stone. No, not Big Stone, the Yellowstone, where the main character says there is 4 ways of becoming rich. You inherit it, you steal it, and the 3rd way is my way. You outwork anybody ever on the planet. And the 4th way, they didn't say in that TikTok what the 4th way was. I thought maybe it is marrying rich, but I guess the 3rd way for me, working hard and being relentless, was my way of moving my life and life of my children and life of everybody who I have touched in my life out of that. Because of that, all our family, all my children will have a better life.
That's sweet. Okay. What education and training is necessary to enter this field?
Well, first of all, you have to go through the K-12 education. In many countries, you can then go to a combined med school that is about 6 to 7 years. In the United States, most of the time you have to first do a pre-med, which is about 3 to 4 years, and then you go to med school. At that point, you graduate your MD. I did an additional step. I did a PhD, a dissertation in computer science, because I'm a little nerdy. So I added lots of additional flavor to my education. Once you are done with the med school, you're still not a really practicing doctor. This is a job that society requires you a lot of training. So even if you do like family practice, you still have to go and do 2 years or 3 years of education. For neurosurgery, that residency is usually 7, in some places 8 years. I did 13 years of education after my med school, because I did some residency in Germany, I did my PhD, then I come here in the United States, did research, then I did 1 year of general surgery in Dartmouth, and then I did a full residency in Texas. So my residency was 13 years, but in average, it's 7 to 8 years of residency after med school that enables you to be a neurosurgeon. But even then, after you're a neurosurgeon, you're done with the residency, you still are not done. You gather your cases, you apply for the board, takes about 3 to 6 years. I did it after 3 years because I had my cases. And then even after that, every year you have to learn more. Every day you have to learn more. If you don't like learning, don't go to medicine. You will suffer. If you don't like to work hard, don't go to medicine or neurosurgery. You will suffer.
That actually brings me to my next question. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in technology in your field?
By being just an observant, curious person. You know, technology is all around you. The things, wonderful things are happening every day. And if you really love what you do, you want to know what is the newest thing in that. Like, Amanda, I know your field is social media. So you know everything about Kardashian, everything that happens there, that what Kanye did, because that's your field. You have fun doing that. So imagine I have the same level of interest in neurosurgery and everything goes in that. If it's something new, it is for me like as sweet as the cutest detail about Kim or Chloe or whatever they are, what they do with their life, the intricate. So if you're interested in that, you just keep yourself informed about everything that's new and hot topic in that. For me, that's my gossip.
So like what platforms do you use to get that information?
You would be surprised how democratized is the acquirement, the acquisition of the knowledge has become. A Google search, many of these things are available. Wikipedia. You go to the web page of the person who published that data or has something to say. YouTube, TikTok. I remember few people in my group, lawyers, when I told them I want to be on TikTok, they were shocked. They thought TikTok is only for teenage girls to do a dance move. Whereas TikTok, internet, all of that is just the media that you get out of it what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's true, especially TikTok.
Especially TikTok. It's every single of them. You can have a scientific magazine or you can have a gossip magazine. You can have you can watch Dr. Phil or you can watch a kitty cat, cute, I watch them too, on YouTube or TikTok, or you can watch how a most complex process, mathematical process is managed on TikTok or YouTube or anywhere else.
Okay. What are the most important qualities for someone to possess to be successful in your position?
Not to give up, not getting familiarize yourself with failure, not to be afraid of failing. You know, there's a biologic evolutionary concept that only 1 in 10 to 1 in 100,000 mutation is a good mutation. All of the rest are bad. But our existence is a testament to, if you don't give up, how that rare successes will make your future.
Okay. This is a hard one. What does a typical workday look like for you?
Well, I wake up, and I know I don't recommend that, but I don't usually breakfast. I eat once a day. It's just a habit. There's nothing good or bad about it. It's just a habit. And I have been doing it long before this fasting thing or the time thing and so on was fashion and so on. I've been doing forever. I dress, I come to work. Sometimes I have to drive 2 to 3 hours to be where my skills are needed. So I wake sometimes very early in the morning. And looking out of the window, it seems that the nature doesn't like me, because all those days that I have to travel far, we have snowstorm. Then I start usually either clinic or surgery, and I go completely through the day. Once the patients are taken care of, then I usually have meetings and other obligation that requires my attention. And then after that, I usually have dinner. Then I catch up on the work that's not done, and then I go on TikTok. But I catch up a lot of sleep over the weekend. But usually during the week, I usually go after midnight to bed and wake up before 6, usually.
So your workday is pretty busy and full with
Yes,
clinic and then product development meetings, different types of research meetings regarding training different surgeons, fellows.
And I love every moment of it. Now, if there's an easy day like today, because of the weather, some of the clinics are canceled. It is not a good day for me not to be busy. So I like it the way it is.
I can attest to that.
Suffering.
When you're not busy, we all
suffer.
Yeah.
No, the point here is that when people hear about how busy I am and how my life schedule, he doesn't eat all day long and so on. This is the life I chose for myself. That's the way I like it. Aha.
That's your homeostasis.
Yes.
So when you're out of that, when you have breakfast and then have a break in the middle of your day, you're so off.
Yeah, not my day. It's not my way of life. Yeah.
Can you describe a challenging case you worked on and how you approached it?
Is it a question regarding challenging case regarding the medicine, a patient?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have to have your goals clear for every time you take care of the patient. Having very high goals, unrealistic goals, sometimes is the recipe for disaster. Now, imagine you have a patient who has a liver transplant, has liver disease, and every single bit of spine in their back is broken or in a bad shape, and so on and so forth. That's a difficult case, like doing a scoliosis surgery that is literally big surgery on a patient with a liver transplant, coagulopathic, where the anesthesiologist is looking at you and think, are you crazy? Are you going to really do that surgery? Are you doing what I'm thinking you are going to do? And then you have to tell them, first of all, no, it is not what you think it is. It's a minimal invasive. You build a team, you partner with your team. You tell them why what you are doing is different. And then as well, you put those expectations down with the patient. You make the patient your partner. You don't jump to that promising them unachievable goals. And like this patient was somebody with a liver transplant, coagulopathic, could not walk. The choices were just let the nature take its course and be paralyzed, or do a surgery that, according to the anesthesiologist, would be lethal, literally lethal. And now my job I'm a technocrat, I'm a repairman. I know my abilities. You have to know your abilities, you have to work on them, but then you have to present it to the anesthesiologist. No, this is not a surgery. You are going to lose a gallon of blood on a regular person. Usually I lose like 100 cc of blood. If I lose 10 times more, we still 1 liter, it's okay. You go to the patient, you tell them, you have so many different problems. This I can fix, this I cannot fix. This is risk versus benefit. You build a team which include the patient, which include your anesthesiologist and everybody around you. But then you deliver. If you say your surgery is 2 hours, it is 2 hours. It's not like just a gut feeling. You have done your homework, you gathered your data. So that case, we had to transfuse the patient. One of my 3 patients who have ever gotten transfused and got into ICU. And then we did the surgery under 1.5 hours, and we did lose 10 times more than I would have lost blood. That 10 times more is a liter, which is a normal blood loss for a regular patient in the open old-fashioned surgery. But that patient with the coagulopathic, meaning the blood doesn't clot. So we helped that patient. 4 weeks later, he could walk because we built a team together. And we prevented him of becoming paralyzed.
Okay, that's a nice story. What part of your job do you find the most rewarding?
That is the part that I help patients that nobody else can. Like they're told that there's no way, you're 85 years old, you need the surgery. There's no way you can have the surgery. You are 500 pounds, you're 400 pounds. You need a surgery. There's no way I can help you. You have to live with it. Many of those patients say, if that's all, I don't want to live with it. And now I'm able to do a 1 hour surgery that would have been 8 hour surgery for somebody else and give them their life back. Now their children have to call in before they come in to visit her because she's active. Or I just took 2 testimonials yesterday. These patients are back to life. They are going on ATV. They are doing farming again and so on. I'm talking about 77-year-old people who have been told before, there's no way anything can be done for you. In those cases make my day, that when they say it's impossible, I'm able to help those patients.
Yeah, I can see that in you. Whenever I see you taking a testimonial or talking about your patients, I can tell that's your favorite part of your job. What advice do you have for someone who's interested in pursuing a career in the medical field?
First of all, this is the statistic. Most of our smart kids don't go to medicine anymore in the United States. That is why, I'm not American born. And many good doctors and surgeons are not American born, because lots of intelligent American born students and people, they don't come to medicine because their goal is to make a lot of money. If your goal is to make a lot of money, go to finances, go become a stock dealer or something else. The path, you make a lot of money in medicine, no question, but the path to get there, amount of the sacrifices you have to make to get there is really not worth it. So have your goals in place, have your priorities in place, and truly don't do it for financial side of it. You will, even if you make the money, if the goal is financial side, you will literally burn out. And that is part of the burnout. There are 2 parts of the burnout. One is for people who think they will go make a lot of money and have a very comfortable life. They have financially that covered, but neither they're going to be comfortable, nor they have a time to spend their money. That's how they burn out. But if your goal is beyond that, I think nothing compares to medicine Because how many times have you opened up somebody, take them apart, put them back together, and fix their problem? Being able to open somebody's skull, look at the brain, their personality, take a tumor out of it, put the skull back. They trust their life to you. How many times a mother has given you her 4 weeks prematurely born baby that fits in the palm of your hand, give it to you, trust you to cut them open and fix them? This is the level of connection you get to people that is unparalleled. If that's what you are going for, you will not burn out.
So basically, pursue medicine for the right reasons.
For what you can do, you can do great job there. If that's your goal, you will be successful, and money will come. You will never suffer financially in medicine. But if that's your goal, there are other fields, and in medicine you will burn out if that's your goal.
How do you balance the demands of your job with your personal life?
Which personal life?
Yeah.
I manage him by not separating. I have nothing else to say about that. You know me better than that.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that was going to be the quickest question.
Yeah.
What are the biggest challenges you face in your job?
I tell everybody I could take care of the patient 24/7. But many times I just push the buttons to make some administrations happy. Many times I provide the care and I show them what I'm doing. And I'm telling, I saved somebody who was suicidal, and then they come back, but we did not like the color, or we did not like, and
that's not the patient saying that.
No,
Insurance,
not the patient,
or other medical professionals.
Administration. For every provider, including nurse and doctor, there are 30 administrators. And many times I'm working to satisfy not the patient, but the administration that has taken its own life, and it's like a monster chasing me. And that is a war I cannot win. I cannot often. I was employed by a hospital. I'm not exactly because of that, because I couldn't provide truly care for my patient and to satisfaction of an administration. And that exhausts me.
Understandable. I see that too every day. What makes your position or your career different or special from the rest of the careers in the medical field?
Me. Every person makes his own environment. The way we deal with that, or the goal we put in. I just was interviewing somebody for, we are hiring, we are expanding, we are bringing people. And I was interviewing somebody, I asked the same thing. What are your goals for the next 3 to 5 years? And, and his goals is nothing crazy, just developing my practice and so on and so forth, and just having a good practice and so on. And that is acceptable, but that is the goal that person put for his environment. I told him, you're maybe not crazy enough for me, because my goal is to have 5 hospitals in 5 states, and have maybe few centers outside of the United States, treat the head of states and regular people at the same time, be the place to come and learn and expand and so on and so forth. And that is the environment I set for myself. And I pay the price too, I literally and figuratively pay the price for having these ambitious goals and so on. But, you said what makes my job special is what makes every job special, how you take it, what goals you put in place, and not only what goal you put in place, how much are you going to invest of your life, of your money, of your time at the end of the day, everything is going to be sacrificed. You and I are working to go to Ecuador to train a surgeon there. We are going there. One day 4 days we are there. 2 of those 4 days we are just flying. And that is a sacrifice. I wish I would go to Galapagos and see more and so on and so forth when I'm there. But another patient is waiting here. I'm doing surgery, flying next day, then coming back and then have a clinic and so on next day. It takes sacrifices to do what we are doing. But if you have your priorities right, you don't see them as a horrible sacrifices. You see that that is just becomes part of you. Then you don't see that, oh, I wish I would have been 2 weeks in Ecuador and seen Galapagos. You see, great, I just was in Oman. I did 10 surgeries. I went to Ecuador, Quito. I did 6 surgeries there. I helped 10 patients in Oman and 6 patients in Ecuador. And I saw people. You see the half full of the glass. It's all about how you take it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, James, for submitting these questions.
Are we done?
That's all of them.
Well, thank you, James, for your question. I hope it helped you to make a decision for your future. And again, for Essence, I'm Dr. Abbasi.
I'm Amanda Armagast.
And thank you for joining us.